So as much as we talk about the Leafs and the Raptors starting up their seasons very, very shortly, the Blue Jays decide to give us something to cheer about today. They win 7-6 over the Tampa Bay Rays, a one-run victory for the Blue Jays. Ken Giles comes out in the bottom of the ninth inning, gives up a hit, but that's all she wrote. He gets the job done, picks up the save. He is now still perfect, 26 for 26 in save opportunities this year, and still perfect as a Blue Jay, and his ERA as a Blue Jay is continuing to drop. He is done a fantastic job in the month of September, and really in the latter half of August as well. He has done a great job for this team. Let's break this puppy down. First off, Thomas Pannone was getting the start in this one, and he wasn't all that great. 5 1/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 strikeouts, and 3 walks in the ball game. Look, guys, 3 of the 5 runs he gave up were in the first inning. So, excuse me. Then you look at him, went 4 1/3 of 2-run ball afterwards. Not terrible, but he didn't really have a Thomas Pannone type outing that we've been used to seeing from him. But it's okay. Again, whatever. It's a team victory. And the bullpen came up with some really, really big innings in this game. We'll get to that in a little bit here. Like I said, 3-run first inning for the Tampa Bay Rays. We're down 3-0 after 1. Teoscar Hernandez, top 2. Takes a pitch to the opposite field and crushes a home run fastball down the middle. You don't do that to Teoscar. And he drills it to right center field, 386 feet. Home run, 21st of the year for Teoscar. And the Jays cut the lead to 3-1. But bottom 5 sacrifice fly from Tommy Pham, and that gets that 1 run back. And the Tampa Bay Rays are up 4-1. However, next half inning, Rowdy Tellez goes down and gets a slider. Reason I say that, it was about ankle high, it looked like. And he barrels it up and crushes it out of here. 383 feet to left field. His 4th home run. And this guy continues to impress us. Now, has he shown the ability to strike out a little bit lately? Yeah. I mean, he went 1 for 5 today, struck out twice, but he scored a couple runs, had an RBI, impacted the team in other ways. That's what you love to see from big man Rowdy Tellez. Then, in that same inning, guys, this 6th inning where the Jays really climbed back into this game, they made it 6-2 with the home run, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Then Teoscar Hernandez strikes out, okay, whatever. Reese McGuire singles to left field. Then Dwight Smith Jr. walks, and we're like, okay, we got 2 on and 1 out, tying runs at first base. They bring in Kolarek, and a ball goes down in the dirt, and problem, Reese McGuire has a really, really bad jump. You do not want to be moving unless you are sure you can get to third. He gets thrown out at third base. That makes it 2 out, and that is tough. That is a really tough situation because next batter, Richard Urania, he singles to left field. Dwight Smith Jr. goes to second base. That would have been a run. But next up, John Birdie. He singles to center field. I mean, what a great job by the Blue Jays here. Birdie singles to left field. Then Smith comes in to score. But Richard Urania, right as the ball is hit, is booging on first base. This is a ball not even hit to the wall, guys. Remember that. And it is a ground ball up the middle, but to the gap of the outfielders, but not too bad. And Urania rounds third. Louis Rivera's almost at home plate, just waving him around, coming home, kid. And Richard Urania does not stop. He does not slow down. He boogies all the way home, slides in safely, hand on the base, or on home plate. And we're tied at 4. Guys, effort and just putting in effort. That's all we ask. And you see that, and we're tied. Beautiful. Problem, next half inning, infield single from catcher Adam Moore. And that gives them the 1-run lead. Oh my God, after that big inning, you give up a run, and then they take the lead again. Not what you want to see. But then we go top 7, where we have said all year, I know the record doesn't suggest that this team is anything special, but we have said it all year. This team does not quit. They bring in Chaz Rowe to start the inning. Kevin Pillar, base hit up the middle. Again, more or less to the gap, but not, it's a ground ball up the middle, really. Kevin Pillar, right out of the box, busting it out of the box, tries to dig for 2, slides in, safe at second, a leadoff double for Kevin Pillar, which for most guys, including Solarte, heck, he might even get thrown out at first base. That's a single. But for Pillar, He slides in safely with a leadoff double. Then Solarte, I mean, they try to move, Pilar to third base, but Solarte can't because he hits it at the third baseman. And there's one out. And they bring in Jose Alvarado to try and clean up that mess. Then on a fielding error by Lowe, the second baseman, Rowdy Tellez gets on, and Kevin Pillar to third. Now you've got first and third, one out, tying run at third. You gotta find a way to get him in. Teoscar Hernandez, he walks, bases loaded. For Randall Grichuk, pinch hitting for Reese McGuire. And he comes to the plate and takes a pitch the other way from Alvarado. He throws hard, so you don't have to swing hard to make solid contact, and he doesn't, and he crushes it down the right field. I want to say the right field line, more or less over the first baseman and down into the corner. 1 run scores. 2 run scores. All right, who scores? Tellez scores. Pilar scores. Hernandez scores. Grichuk coming in. Head first slide to third. He's safe. Bases clearing triple for Randall Grichuk to give the Jays the 2-run lead. And that is what you want to see, guys. The clutch knocks from your team against tough, hard-throwing pitchers. And Grichuk gets it done. Now they get 1 run back in the bottom of the 8th on the first pitch from Jose Fernandez. Adam Moore hits a shot to center field. He crushed it 411 feet. He crushed it to center field. But the Blue Jays, they find a way to shut it down. And that run right there in that bottom of the 8th is the only run the bullpen gave up in this game. Let's break this down. We already talked about Thomas Pinone's outing. Jake Petrichka comes out for 1 out. Gives him a hit, walks a batter, but gets out of that inning for Thomas Pinone. Now, Jake Petrichka didn't really help him out too much, but I mean, you know what? You got to trust your teammates, and not a good idea there. Tim Mayza comes out for 1 guy. He gets him. Yeah, no problem for Tim Mayza. Gets the ground out to second base with the bases loaded, may I add. And he continues to show us that he has been fantastic. He's now 2-0 on the year, 3.31 earned run average for Tim Mayza. In how many innings? 36 innings of work as a reliever. Not too shabby for Timmy Mayza. Jose Fernandez comes out, goes 2/3 an inning, gives up 2 hits, 1 run, obviously the home run. Ryan Tepera then comes out because now it's a 1-run ball game. You want to shut this down. And he goes a clean inning, no hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Great job by Ryan Tepera, dropping his ERA to 3.62. I know a lot of people chirp him all the time. An ERA of 3.62 is not shabby whatsoever. Especially for a guy who has thrown 64 innings as a reliever for your team. He has blown quite a few saves. Yeah, he's not a closer. We've learned that now. That's done. Oh yeah, we actually have a closer now. Thanks, Osuna. But I mean, you know what? Ken Giles is pretty darn good for this team. He goes an inning, like I said off the top, gives up a hit, doesn't walk a batter, strikes out 2. Great job by Jonathan Davis in the outfield to get the 3rd out to end the ball game. Blue Jays win 7-6. And I would love to see this team end off the season with I'd love to see this team end off this season with a series win against a team that you can never beat. Wouldn't that be scrumptious? I mean, it's really all we got to cheer for right now. I mean, we can't cheer for anything else, really. But that is that. Tomorrow, it might be tricky. Ryan Borucki on the mound for the Blue Jays. He was stellar in his last outing against the Tampa Bay Rays. Problem, he was facing Blake Snell. Pitching matchup tomorrow, Ryan Borucki, Blake Snell again. So, Ryan, I apologize for your record of being under 500, but you got to play Blake Snell again, so it might be quite interesting for the Toronto Blue Jays. We just got to try and find a way to lay off that curveball. He doesn't throw a lot. I mean, I wouldn't say he doesn't throw a lot for strikes. He's an ERA of 1.9 for a reason, and a 21-5 record for a reason. But I noticed in the last game, this team was just chasing the curveball a ton. Now, he mixes it up well. He throws a lot of quality strikes. He's a great pitcher, so it might be tricky. But we're going to have to wait and see, guys. That's game 2 of the series tomorrow. 6:10 first pitch, at Rogers Center, at Tropicana Field, for the second last game of the regular season for the Toronto Blue Jays. All right. So, you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed today's ball game, actually. Smack that like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What'd you think of the game? What'd you think of Pinone? The bullpen? Richard Urania, guys, because, I mean, this guy was on fire. I didn't even talk about the hitting stats today. Hernandez was 2 for 3. A lot of 1-fers, and then Richard Urania, guys, 3 for 4 in the game, raising his average this year to 304. Again, very limited sample size for Richard Urania, but you play well, you play. And Richard Urania has sure as heck played well, so he will probably play the rest of the year, and I can't wait to see that because he has impressed me quite a bit so far in his young career as a Blue Jay. All right, so like I said, comment down below all that great stuff about this team, about the future, about this game, all that great stuff. And I know, guys, we're 2 games from being over and done with this. I know it's a grind, but we can get through it. And Evan and I will talk to you guys either tomorrow or Sunday, podcast edition. Links in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys, here we go, tomorrow night. This is, like I said in the Leaf video, guys, this is going to be a long one. Tomorrow night, Raptors edition, as they open up their preseason against the Portland Trail Blazers out in Vancouver. 7 o'clock tip-off out there. As for the Leafs, they're in Detroit taking on the Red Wings in their final preseason game. That's a 7 o'clock. I think it's a 7 o'clock or 7:30 puck drop tomorrow night. 7 o'clock puck drop tomorrow night at Little Caesars Arena. And as for the Blue Jays, they play Game 2 of the final 3-game Game 2 of the final series of the season against the Tampa Bay Rays. Blake Snell, here we go, against Ryan Borucki, 6'10". It says 6'10" first pitch here. I thought it was 6'10" for today's game. It clearly wasn't. 6'10" first pitch at Tropicana Field. The Jays look for I think they're going for their 3rd straight win, aren't they? I'm totally lost right now. They're going for their 3rd straight win, and they look to, at the very least, win the series against the Rays and end their season with a winning series. And find a way to beat Blake Snell. Not going to be easy. You might have to find a way to beat the bullpen and not Blake Snell. We're going to have to wait and see tomorrow night, guys. We'll talk to you guys then.